Free Skaro! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Radio Free Skaro, episode number 940. I'm Stephen in Edmonton.
Morning, Vancouver.
And Chris in Edmonton. That sounded like a question.
No, I'm not. I'm not from New Zealand. I don't ask everything like it seems like a question. Or don't you do that?
You want to make you right in the heat?
Make you right in the heat?
I admit the Kiwi audience right down the crap.
Well, I know. I still base all my.
There's our chance to get Taika Waititi on the show out of the question.
I guess so.
I don't think we need to get Taika Waititi on the show.
What about Peter Jackson? Peter Jackson might be on that.
That'd be a much more interesting guest than Taika Waititi.
He's actually a Doctor Who fan, at least.
Exactly.
Actually, Waititi might be as well. I don't actually know.
He might be. I'm not sure his offbeat sense of humor would be welcome in the Doctor Who universe.
No, it's very serious and important.
Very, very serious. Yeah. I didn't like the last Thor movie, so I don't want to hear from Taika Waititi anymore. That's all I'm saying. But hey, New Year! It's a new year now. It's 2024.
Oh God!
Happy New Year, everyone!
Don't remind me of this terrible year to come.
Oh, what's so terrible, Warren?
Oh, gee, I don't know. I'm just going to flip my calendar in November and just look at a certain date and wonder what could possibly go wrong.
Well, this is what we're here to distract you from, everyone. 2024. There's a Gallifrey One is happening this year. We'll talk about that this episode. Doctor Who, and most importantly for our purposes, is happening in May.
At least 8 episodes, yeah.
8, and then another at Christmas
9
time.
with Christmas, yeah.
So, Worldcon in Glasgow. Warren,
True.
you bought your ticket for that.
I did.
Not long ago.
A couple days ago, actually. Which the most important thing was I have a reminder that's been sitting on my phone for 3 months, and I finally got to go delete.
Oh, to buy the thing.
Got to buy it, yeah.
Yeah, it's because you have to buy like a membership for the World Science Fiction Society. WSF.
On top of getting into that particular... Hey, guess what? Nerds are in charge of it. It's overly complicated. I can't believe it.
It's a little bit overly complicated. There's like 7 different tiers that you could like choose from. And thinking, well, I'm not from Scotland. I can't choose that. Yeah, so I haven't done it yet. But
that's not to specifically call these guys out. That every single Worldcon is in some way or another, sometimes uniquely, been complicated.
Yeah, I do in a way actually like that they have like a thing for locals. It's cheaper.
Yeah, that's a good idea because that's fair. Why should they pay through the nose like us filthy foreigners should? Right. I know. It's like when you go to university and you're a foreign student and they charge you more.
Yeah.
Minus any learning.
I know. Anyway, I'm looking forward to going back to the UK in July and August, depending on when we go. Here. Yeah, it'll be fun. Because, the UK is fun. Chris knows. Chris used to live there. For those of you who are new to the podcast.
And the best time, pre-Brexit.
Way pre-Brexit. You were like, what, 2008, 2009, Chris? When did you live?
2007 is when I moved.
Yeah, when you moved. And you were there for like 3 years or something like that before they kicked you out for...
A couple.
Yeah. For legal reasons that we can't go into here.
No. Hoping to get back there in the spring.
The springtime? Nice. You go to the springtime? What do you do in the springtime? I didn't know about this. I didn't fill this in on the Radio Free Skaro planning document. What do you do? When are you going? Tell me now. Don't wait for the translation.
April, if all goes to plan.
Oh wow, April.
Stephen's obsessed with this. Is the most important thing. You have to remember this.
Well, you know what? That's because he's trying to think ahead and do planning for.
Well, yes, of course, yes.
For this nonsense.
I always do. Yeah. So I had because it's 2024 now, and so like late last year, I thought, you know what? I've had it because we didn't know when Doctor Who's coming back, so I didn't want to like. Plan stuff out for the year to come until I knew what was going on so I could look at it. And now that it has, like, I filled it out and like, it's exciting just because I like to plan things, but like to be able to just number everything out for another year and a bit, it is kind of fun. Doctor Who, I have penciled in May 5th right there is when so I hope Disney is fine. I'm not putting that in stone. May 5th, of course.
Thinking
what do you think?
Probably I don't know how much it's going to impact things. My initial thought was the week after Eurovision Might be when Doctor Who launches.
Oh, right. When's Eurovision?
The finals on the 11th, whatever the Saturday is that weekend.
That'd be so you're thinking the 19th or something like
18th
that.
18th or whatever
also,
it is.
Since Disney is, owned Star Wars,
right?
Do they really want to be close to May the 4th, or do they want to have it a little further away from it?
Yeah,
so they don't cross-pollinate.
Good question. May the 4th would be that Saturday. Yeah,
I would guess the 11th or the 18th rather.
18th.
With I think
being on the your 11th. Theory sounds sound to me. Chris.
All right, you know what? I'm
just because we've had conflicts in the past on BBC One. With Doctor Who and Eurovision, and
that's true.
I can see them just bypassing it altogether by waiting till after Eurovision to launch Doctor Who.
And they probably have to follow BBC's lead on this. So,
probably.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, it's been suitably amended. Doctor Who, you heard it here first. Premiering May 18th, right? May 18th
or 25th, one or the other. But it's after Eurovision's my guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, 25th is Memorial Day weekend, I think, isn't it? I don't know if they'd want to launch a TV show on Memorial Day weekend.
Do you remember back in the day, 2011, Series 6, BBC America skipped a week because of Memorial Day?
That's right, they did. I
mean, I don't see that happening now.
No,
but
the streaming universe,
there is precedent, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. There is.
But that's a huge weekend in the States, so I could see it get overwhelmed by all the stuff Disney's going to put out about that.
The official kickoff to summer and all that kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah, but with strikes and stuff, what movies are coming out that weekend?
That have been sitting around for a year.
Yeah, or, because there's one Marvel movie and it's Deadpool, which isn't even technically Marvel.
Well, it is now. It's going to mesh him with the Marvel Universe. I'm sure you're excited. I can see the exhaustion in your face.
Apparently, probably amongst other things, the Garfield movie, Furiosa, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay, first of all, I want to see Furiosa. Secondly, I never watched the second Apes movie, but those are good, well put together movies, those Apes films. Probably never saw a bunch, honestly. I don't care what people who are 10 years older than me say about the originals. But I would like to see Garfield in Furiosa. That I would like to see.
Wow.
Like on a car antenna kind of thing?
No, he's just a character. He's just hanging out there, and that original voice from the cartoons, the sort of budget Bill Murray. Hey guys,
can he have the chrome paint on his mouth?
Yeah, yes, definitely. He's
Witness. Yeah. I don't.
Stephen, how many times did you see Mad Max?
I saw it about 3 or 4 times. I still remember the feeling I had in the theater. I don't remember what movie we went going to see in 2015 when I saw the first trailer for Mad Max, and I thought, for the very beginning, I thought, oh god, they're remaking Mad Max, and then by the end of that trailer, thinking, I need to see this movie, and I need to see it right now.
Twice in the theater. It's
phenomenal. The trailer was just amazing, and I think I've only seen. It's one of those movies, Mad Max Fury Road. It's one of those movies where I have limited my viewing of it because I don't want it to diminish in my memory.
Yeah. I've done that too. I own it and it just sits there, and I know once a year or so I'll watch it.
Yeah, and so when Furiosa came, I thought, why? No, it was perfect. Don't.
But it's George Miller.
But it's George Miller who directed the first one. I've never even seen the original Mad Max.
He didn't do the first one. Movies. He did all of them. He's done all of my Mad Max movies.
And I've never seen any of the other Mad Max.
They're all good.
I've only seen Fury Road. I don't need to see any other movies. They are Fury Road might be the most perfect movie ever made, and I don't want anything to diminish from that. So
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but the other 3 movies, especially Road Warrior, are quite good. The first one is weird because it's post-apocalyptic, but not really. Like things are going downhill, but there's still people sitting around in diners and stuff.
So 2024 America.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's, but the second one is full on Crazy Town. So, and then the third one is not as good, but still pretty good. Crazy Town.
Right. I remember being dragged by my dad to go see Beyond Thunderdome, and to this day I've still never watched the first 2.
Oh, Road Warrior is well worth your time. Still,
Fury Road though.
Maybe one day. Fury Road I have seen, yes.
Fury Road is great. I'm not diminishing Fury Road at all. Or George Miller's other classic, Babe, Pig in the City, which I will fight people over this. It is a friggin-tastic film.
Beat the drum on that one. I don't remember what won Best Picture that year, but I was really impressed that actually I think Fury Road won like 6 or 7 Oscars.
Yeah,
didn't win Best Picture. Was up for Best Picture. One editing though, which it was totally deserving of, and costume and everything else. God, it's such a great film. So they decided to make a prequel to it.
You have Martin Scorsese in the meme going, cinema? That's what he's talking about. Fury Road, baby.
Fury Road.
Geez, he also made Happy Feet?
Oh, yeah. He made a bunch of different stuff. He made Witches of Eastwick, which is coming up on an upcoming Is It Camp.
That's quite the breadth of subject matter. Holy crap.
Well, he's really good at what he does.
Yeah. Anyway, Worldcon is going back.
Calm?
Going back while Chris...
He didn't do Dead Calm.
Peruses IMDb. Worldcon is happening in August 8th to 12th in Glasgow. Which Warren and I will be there for that.
Yep. Yay.
RFS fans in the UK, if you're going to go to a Worldcon this year, that's where we'll be at. It's happening the exact same weekend.
If you only go to one Worldcon this year, make it that one.
Because that's the only one that you're going to go to.
No other Worldcons will have 2/3 of RFS there. It's the same weekend as D23, by the way. The exact same weekend, which is happening. I don't know where it's happening. D23 is happening somewhere. That's the Disney unofficial,
LA,
official thing. It probably in Anaheim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably at Disneyland.
Yeah, which I have like wondered, is there going to be a Doctor Who element at D23?
Remember when you were thinking about going because there might be a Doctor Who element?
And then it happened the exact same weekend as Worldcon, so that completely kiboshed it. So we'll be here. It'll be a fun weekend. We'll basically be like waking up when we wake up, everything will have happened or is about to happen.
Good, that's convenient.
Is it? You're not around for it. All right. Well,
I'm just looking at stuff. When you'll be in Glasgow, we might be in Iceland.
What on earth? We'll be like in the same hemisphere. No, technically we won't be in the same hemisphere because the divide. I don't know where Greenwich is when it comes to Glasgow, and I say Glasgow like Jim Broadbent does in the Blackadder Christmas special. For those of you wondering at home,
I thought you were being derisive of it.
No, because he's German. You see, he's the German husband of Queen Victoria.
His son should be hollowed out as a boat.
I'm from Glasgow. That's what he always says. So it's the only time Glasgow has ever been said on TV, and so therefore I call it Glasgow. I also mentioned Gallifrey One. No. Before I go into that, an important update about the BBC shop. So a whole bunch of people
that important update,
including Chris and I, not Warren. Warren's excused from this conversation.
I don't care.
The big collector's Blu-ray set, the series 1 to 13 with the little creepy action dolls that are in it. Some people have got their sets, but some other people
mostly from Amazon orders.
Amazon,
yeah.
And some people have complained that there are like disc issues and like actual physical issues with the packaging. How about
stuff is loose and banging around and getting damaged? Yep.
Yep. And so what? And they sent out like a shipping notification to a bunch of people like a month ago, early December, saying it's coming, and then no update since then. And you would think that it's stuck in Indiana or Illinois or something. It's not. I actually said enough of this. I phoned up the BBC Shop Canada helpline. And I sort of like started my little thing about like what happened. I was expecting a package and this, and it wasn't there. And then the person on the end, is this about the Doctor Who thing? So I didn't even mention Doctor Who. So it's a thing that's happening. There are issues with it because of the what we talked about, production issues. And so they are basically fixing all those issues and then sending the discs out rather than sending them out and then having people send them back. So if you have ordered this, like a lot of people
but not telling people about this.
But not telling, that's the unfortunate thing. I had to phone up a very nice person at the BBC Shop helpline and have them tell me this. So I'm telling you, as a public service, everyone who bought and ordered this in North America, it's so the tracking number that you were initially sent will likely be not valid anymore. So when the time comes that these things are actually sent out, it will be a new tracking number, and you will be notified apparently when that will happen. So yes, it would be nice if they told you that, given that unlike Amazon where you pay once it's shipped, a lot of people have already dropped the money. They've already paid.
Well, we ordered ours in July, so it's been 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
So I'm not sure if I want to be angry because I paid for this damn thing 6 months ago and where is it? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Or I don't know if I should just not really care so much because I paid for it 6 months ago. Paid off that charge has been paid off the credit card.
It's like out of my mind.
It's
real roller coaster you guys are on. Me?
Yeah.
And I mean, worst case, you had we request a refund, maybe something like that. But I'd rather have the discs.
Yeah, exactly.
I can wait. I mean, it's not like we don't have access to whatever because we've bought.
Yeah, how many times have you seen these episodes? A billion
times.
Yeah, I know. I have literally all the copies on the shelf right now. It is literally replacing just previous copies of the same episodes. But
and it may or may not even be a smaller box than the rest of what you've got.
You know what? Our friend Annette, who got hers off of Amazon, got hers back in December, and I saw it in physical. It's weird. The cases are a little bit rounded, which I thought. Kind of regretting my decision.
Unpleasable wretches.
I know. It's a little bit rounded for it because there's like 80 discs in each package. It's like so many discs. And
this is the new hattiest new hat Malibu Stacy's ever gotten.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. So
did you buy the Blu-ray of season 1?
Season 1? Oh, off the UK site?
Well, there's there's a North American release of it.
Of what? What's season 1? What are you talking
Eccleston.
about? Oh, I thought you meant. Series 1, Chris, please. Season 1
Series
is
1.
Ncuti Gatwa.
Or
yes, I did. I do have the Blu-ray, the actual proper Blu-ray of the Eccleston series, and then I've got the Tennant collection, which is always there, and then after that, it all gets very hodgepodge, which is what I want to eliminate. I want a proper, bit more of a streamlined shelf.
What do you do with your old DVDs?
Warren, give them to you. Didn't you? Say, yeah. So I've got. I should have given them to you, and you would have been able to fit that into your carry-on.
No big deal. I already had enough mom's desserts to take home, so forget it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the Capaldi Blu-ray, like the complete Capaldi Blu-ray. I've got the complete Tenet Blu-ray.
Right.
I missed my window on Eccleston because it was cheap for like a week, and then the price shot up to like $90.
Oh my!
And it hasn't come down.
Well, you don't need to worry about that.
All my Whittaker stuff is digital purchases from iTunes. So
I also have digital purchases.
I never did buy Matt Smith stuff on Blu-ray because I missed my window on that one as well.
Oh wow! Well, hopefully,
hence I'm looking forward to getting this darn thing.
The actual thing, yeah. 6 months after you bought it, yeah. So there you go. There's your update, folks. Do not panic. You will be contacted. As I said, I feel bad that I have to be the one to tell you this, having been the person who phoned the helpline. But that is how it goes.
I just hope they do kind of like be a little more forthcoming sooner than later.
Yep.
Even just, I don't necessarily care if there's a revised release date. Just something from them saying, hey, this is what's going on, and just hold tight. It'll happen.
Yep.
And okay, but no, still nothing.
Nothing.
6 weeks after release.
There you go, Warren. You are now.
Yes. Warren, we're going to now talk about Gallifrey One.
Yeah, that I do care about. So,
yep. Gallifrey One, early January 2024. Gallifrey One is like next month. It's like.
How did this happen?
6 weeks away? 5 weeks away?
Yeah. Weird.
Yep.
Madness. A couple of guests have been announced. Brian Herring, who was the main puppeteer for the Star Beast in the Star Beast, also the main puppeteer for BB-8.
Oh wow, that's cool.
One.
I mean, so is the Star Beast, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, and a whole bunch of other stuff like Spitting Image and Hitchhiker's Guide and Wizards versus Aliens and Doolittle, a whole bunch of stuff. He's been in the industry for a long time, and it's just his first Gallifrey One event. Esme Giacchimemi Pearson, I'm sorry if I mangled that name, I probably did, who wrote the novelization for Church on Ruby Road, is going to be there, as well as Alfie Shaw, who is a writer and producer for Big Finish. Eric Sayward, alas, will not be coming to the convention.
Yeah, that's too bad.
His first story. He was probably just like, I probably should finish some scripts because convention time. JNT is probably going to be there. I need to polish the script for Time Lash.
Cryogenically frozen. What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. Just had like a race memory. He had to like do a quick quit script edit or something.
That Warren or Steven is saying that Sayward is like feeble and senile.
Or
he's
JNT bi-generated. He's still around harassing Eric Sayward.
No, I think JNT bi-generated into Russell T Davies sometimes. I think
possibly.
But,
who knows?
Yeah.
Well, if Russell T Davies starts wearing Hawaiian shirts, then we know.
I'm mildly surprised he hasn't yet. Actually, yeah.
There's some of the add-ons and extras still on sale.
Like what, Chris?
Warren, you were talking about maybe getting because you never do photo ops. You're talking about maybe doing a photo op with Jacoby.
Yeah, but then you just walk in and pay for it. Basically, that's what I did with Michelle Nichols.
You never
I could do it ahead of time, I guess. No.
You never had plans to do any of his script readings or
those things are impossible to get into. So why bother? I'm not gonna put the effort in. I'm sure they're worth doing, but I'm lazy. This is all on me.
Yeah, it could be that way. There's also the TARDIS Talks program is also announced in this as well. Like eight different things. Joy Piedmont has often suggested that I do a thing for that. Usually
on
regarding
production codes.
No, on production codes, on like the difference between multicam and single cam, how they shoot it now. And I thought that I would do it with Lego as a Lego slideshow.
That'd be great. I would attend that.
Yeah.
I would buy a timeshare off you.
just for the TARDIS Talk, yeah. But I haven't done it yet because TARDIS Talks happens like a 2-hour thing on the Saturday, and usually we're running around getting interviews and stuff like that. So it just me signing up for stuff at Gallifrey One is
hosting panels or
hosting panels or stuff like that. Yeah. And live shows and all the stuff that we do at Gallifrey One. But yes, Gallifrey One tickets available still. Sir Derek Jacobi, Billy. I almost forgot that Billy Piper is coming to Gallifrey One.
Yeah.
Because I think her announcement was coinciding with Doctor Who coming back. Alex Kingston, Lala Ward, Matthew Waterhouse, Sagan Akinola, which is going to be cool. Dominic Lynn too. He's been tweeting about and posting about him doing live remixes of the Survival.
Yeah, the Friday night is Masquerade, which that used to be Saturday, didn't it? Anyway,
it did they changed it a couple years ago.
Yeah. So Masquerade is on Friday, and when Masquerade wraps up, Dominic Lynn is going to do the Survival remixes as a live performance, and then they're doing a screening of the colorized The Daleks.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Didn't know that. That's awesome. Which comes out in the Blu-ray March 19th here in North America, for what it's worth. But so I don't know how they get a copy of that. Gallifrey One. Probably will, though. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, even though it's rapidly approaching. It seems very, very around the corner, and I don't feel like, once again, I'm not really quite ready for it. So,
Friday night is also the Cornell Collective. I'm assuming you're doing that again?
I don't know. I have no idea what involves our involvement at Gallifrey One this year. Nothing has been announced, so we're not saying anything.
It's also fan video happy hour, and I have a non-Doctor Who related fan video in this year. So I'm not going to say which genre, but take a wild stab in the dark. And many other good fan videos will be there too.
Yeah, it's all Star Trek Discovery. I know that.
No, it is not. It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah,
it's all about the musical episode of Strange New Worlds.
No, unless it's me burning that particular episode, the master tape of it.
It's just 3 minutes of this little hard drive. You printed it off on a disc just so you could burn the disc, but
and then hammer away with it.
Warren standing in front of a TV, flipping the bird at Strange New Worlds.
That's gripping video. That is.
Yeah,
that's an art installation.
It is. Anyway, Gallifrey One will be doing, of course, our preview. Our preview episode is the week before Gallifrey One, so stay tuned for that. We're also, by the way, if you're listening to this, we're also do these things on YouTube now, so it'll be a visual presentation. It'll just be three guys looking through that looks good.
Exactly. Gripping stuff.
Very exciting.
That's good television. Exciting. It's like when you see a panel of 8 people on a news thing, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, it'll be just like that basically, but. Doctor Who magazine 599 came out this past week. It had an interview with both David Tennant and Ncuti Gatwa together. I haven't read it yet, but it was in there. They also, this is some exciting news though. They mentioned that, you remember the Eagle Moss Doctor Who action figures, the little magazine?
bankrupt or
Figurines,
bankruptcy protection or whatever.
Yeah, in 2022. A deal has been struck. This is a Doctor Who magazine exclusive. Master Replicas have been given the license to issue further figurines, including models based on spaceships seen in the series. The line is planned to fit in seamlessly with the Eagle Moss figurines that featured 1/21 and 1/6 scale statues based on the entire 60 years of the series. So, there's no indication of timeline when they're happening. I just remember. Warren, you might remember this too when we were just chatting with Chris Chibnall and Jamie Magnus Stone on the Thursday night at Gallifrey One, and how they were like ruining that they canceled this line just as like the Sontarn on the horse was going to come out, and Carvanista were going to come out, and
so that maybe they'll come out now.
Maybe they'll come out. Maybe those exact ones will come out. Maybe they'll do them in order that they were originally going to be released, but. So that's something to look forward to. So there you go. All that and more in Doctor Who magazine 599. Next week, next issue is 600.
Just to stay on the action dollies.
This
is not based on anything. I really hope pre-Gallifrey One they announce the Shudigatwa Doctor so I can pick it up down there.
Oh,
character options. I mean,
yeah.
Their lead time for announcements tends to be pretty short, so that could happen, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wish casting here, but that'd be a good time to release it for me personally.
Whatever you do, Warren, if it comes out between, Bookshelf Doctors is sort of on hiatus right now. Anyway,
I got to come up with some new ideas. Which
that's
is
true.
Difficult.
But my advice to you, Warren, is if the 15th Doctor Shudigatwa comes out between Gallifrey One and Worldcon, say August, don't order it and have it shipped like you did with the Missy figure,
which was
foolish. $80, and then you just were in the UK like a week later to buy it in Forbidden.
Yeah, just buy it in the UK.
Just buy it. There's a certain thrill for buying an action dolly in
or anything else. I've got a fourth Doctor Sonic Screwdriver I bought in Wales, and I love it just because it's from Wales.
I know. Do I have the same one? I don't remember. I think I do.
So. We were in a Toys R Us, so I think so.
Yeah. Like on our way back from, I remember that. Andrew Smith took us there. I hope that the Shudigatwa Sonic Screwdriver paddle thing is available for purchase by then, because that's also
the Nokia Sonic Screwdriver.
The Nokia Sonic Screwdriver, yeah. Very fun. See, look at this, 2024. What a fun year. Ignore U.S. politics, people. It's a really good year for Doctor Who, probably.
And UK politics. There's going to be an election there too. And could it get any worse? Yeah, previous experience would say yes.
Yeah. I'll never know.
Canadian election possibly as well.
I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Just to completely sideline us, I doubt a Canadian election will happen until after the American election, just because they don't want to have, they want to be able to deal with whatever that is, one way or the other. And I'm pretty sure all the parties feel that way about it.
Yeah. That's a very good point, Warren. Well done. Politics chat here on that issue with Rosemary Barton.
Sweet. Awesome. Finally, we're pivoting to that issue. Got it. Which of us is Chantal Bear? This means nothing to anybody, but a very small section of Canadians.
Every episode, we have to, if we're going to be on YouTube especially, we have to put Canadian content in. I'm sorry.
Especially very niche Canadian content, like News Nerd Canada Edition content.
Yeah. Back to Doctor Who. Amanda Bracci, who is a director of Australian origin, is and also directed 2 episodes of Gentleman Jack. Is according to the CV of a makeup designer on the current season that is shooting of Doctor Who, will be directing a block of Doctor Who episodes. So there you go. When I first saw that Amanda Bracci was directing, I looked at her Wikipedia page first, and it was all Australian stuff. And I thought, is Doctor Who going to go to Australia? And then I checked that she can travel. They do have planes which take people from Australia.
And Gentleman Jack was shot in England, I'm sure. So
it was shot in England. So she is either currently directing or in pre-production for directing stuff for Doctor Who. So I think it's 3 directors that we know of. Peter Hoare, the previously announced Peter Hoare, Hoar, who of course directed an episode of Episode 2 of The Last of Us here in shot in Alberta.
Well, he shot Good Man Goes to War. He did
something else.
It's a Sin.
Oh, okay, there we go.
He did Nolly. because we're in the midst of watching Nolly finally.
Now. That's a good.
Yeah, that came out.
And Horror directed all 3 of those episodes, and all of it's a sin. And two Last of Us's.
Yeah, 2 Last of Us's. Yeah, or Lasts of Us. Which is a very good show, Warren. I know that you've.
I know you keep telling me this, but
yeah, it was good.
You keep telling me I'll stop. I won't. You just don't tell me, and I'll end up watching it.
That's true.
Also, the video game kind of put me off watching it. I'm like, this game isn't that good.
I like the video game.
It's fine, but it's not the second coming of Christ that it's made out to be.
No, that's true.
I never played the game, and I don't care for zombie films, so I haven't watched Last of Us.
It's not a bad game. I'm sure the show is great, but I'm just
it's not really a zombie film. It's not really a zombie movie, actually. It's good. It's good. I was impressed. I was impressed.
It's zombies.
It is kind of, no, don't say the Z word, though.
It might as well be them.
Yeah, I think I said this before. I watched it out of curiosity because I wanted to see the Alberta locations because I knew in one of the episodes they blew up the legislature building, and then I watched up to, and then in between the penultimate and the last episode, I bought a PS4 refurbished and the game, played the entire game in that week in between episodes 8 and 9. And then I held off, actually. I held off before the part where episode 9 happens, and then I played that after the fact. I should
probably, because I guess I got stuck in the game, too. I got stuck in some sewer, and I was like, I don't care anymore. So that's probably part of what puts me off.
Oh, yeah. That's probably it. Anyway, Alex Ply is also the other director who is who directed the first block, I believe, on season 2 of Doctor Who, which may or may not be the last seasons for Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson. This is what's going around, doing the rounds, because interviews they've kind of been like, well, what are you looking forward to in 2024? And Gibson, I'm looking forward to auditioning and doing other things like this. And a lot of people are sort of reading into that as saying that both her and Gatwa are done.
How much of that is actual analysis and how much of that is fan panic?
There's no way to know yet.
No way to know yet.
So I'm going to say fan panic until I know otherwise, which will tie right into our next story.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Millie Gibson, but I mean, a couple of years for a companion, that's not bad. That's okay.
That's
also, they're both young. They both have other stuff to do. So, I mean.
Sure.
And also, they are shooting Doctor Who well in advance for the first time in a long time.
Giving them time to do other stuff.
They could do that. Maybe. I wonder if, the decision to shoot basically the first 2 seasons back to back, I wonder if that was to buy time for either A, getting a new doctor, hopefully not, or B, allowing them to sort of go do other things. And then in 9 months' time, we'll call you back to do season 3. It's not like the Marvel people, the people who were starring the Marvel movies and stuff like that, were like constantly shooting Captain America for years. They would shoot for quite a while, or a Marvel series or something like that, and then they go off and do other things, and they come back and Pedro Pascal didn't shoot maybe didn't shoot any of Mandalorian.
Well, a lot of Mandalorian wasn't him. We never
his
saw
voice,
obviously, but
that
it was
might be a
people.
bad example. But TV schedules, I think, are kind of they might allow for a little more freedom of casting around. Warren, you had a point to make.
I just got to give a shout out to the Marvel lawyers, because I've been watching What If, which I know you don't like all this multiverse stuff, but the great thing about What If is that it goes, none of this matters, just watch it. It's its own little thing, and which makes the multiverse stuff a lot more fun. And you don't have to know all the backstory because they're just cooking stuff up on the fly. Anyway, the point being, they get so many legit voices. I think only Chris Evans and what's his name, Downey, don't do the voices for their characters. Like Kate Winslet. No, good God. Kate Blanchett. What is wrong with me? Kate Blanchett. Although I would have liked to see these two, shows up as Hela for a couple episodes. I'm like, how the hell did they get, other than an ironclad contract, Kate Blanchett to do this? It's just a cartoon on Disney Plus, but they did. And every other, Chris Hemsworth, all those people who were presumably in demand, and Kate Blanchett's got how many Oscars? What the hell is going on? But they're in What If, so.
Wow. Maybe the second the strike ends, it's like, you haven't worked in 6 months. Do you want a job? Yes.
But,
I'll take it.
And also you can pretty much call in from home and do it, right? So why not?
Exactly.
But still, it's kind of mind blowing to have all these famous voices. I mean, I always double check. Oh, was that just a really good impressionist? Well, sometimes it is, and no, it's actually them.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, they're making they're making season 2. Everyone's calling it series 15 on their CVs and stuff. We'll say season 2 is being made right now. They'll finish probably in July of 2024, and by which time the first season will have just been airing, basically. So they've bought themselves like a year of leeway, I think, in shooting 2 series back to back. So whether it means that Gibson and Gatwa are both gone at the end of 2 seasons, hopefully not. But I think there's enough time to go and do other projects in between coming back and doing a 3rd season or something like that. So I'm not looking into it too much.
Yeah, and new Doctor means what, 2026? 2027, somewhere around there? So, I mean, that's a long way away, I say.
Exactly. That's plenty of time for like new Star Wars films to be announced and then subsequently canceled, Plenty of time.
Lots of time for an all-musical review of Star Trek.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Oh, boy.
Okay, here we go, kids. We're waiting until like almost 40 minutes into the show to talk about this, but there is a report on a production website that the spinoff, the Sea Devil spinoff, first broken by the Mirror, Nicola Medvin broke this a few months ago. The war between the land and the sea actually starts production on March the 4th. It says so. There it is on our YouTube. You can watch it. March 4th, locations, Cardiff, Wales, with a whole bunch of insider stuff. If you pay like $80 a month, you can get
a lot of redactions on this thing.
Yeah, but yes, the Doctor Who spinoff is happening. The Mirror officially, or originally reported rather, that it was a 5-part series. So the fact that they're shooting this in March it's probably going to dovetail, like it's actually going to overlap with Doctor Who, which is intriguing.
Right afterwards, maybe?
No, because I think Doctor Who's going right till like May or June or as I said, July, like sometime into there.
Oh,
so
you see production-wise. I thought you meant broadcast-wise.
Yeah, no, production-wise. So the fact that they're making this pretty much at the same time, I mean, we've talked about it before. There's a lot of studio space at Wolf Studios. It's huge. It's huge there. If you watch the Alan Yentob thing, you could really see that it's giant, and that they could film stuff in other studios while not worrying about other things. But
we finally watched that Alan Yentob RTD thing. That is phenomenal.
Wasn't it good?
It was really good.
Yeah, it's very good. And they did like a bit of a walking tour, and they had to like blur stuff out for like spoiler purposes on sometimes. Yeah. So it's exciting.
Did you see that yet, Warren?
What's that? No, I have not seen it yet. I have yet to see it. I
highly recommend it, and then don't dismiss it like you do Sherlock. I just highly recommend.
Yeah,
I dismiss everything, but this sounds good. So and it's behind the scenes, which I can't resist. Two things about this. One, this just goes to prove that whenever I disbelieve a rumor, it's true. So use that as a barometer if you'd like.
You were down on it. You were like, oh no, not at all true.
If they make it like a Master and Commander slow pace thing with the Sea Devils and like an actual Master, like I know nothing. I'm just making this up out of whole cloth, but that'd be cool if they did.
Boom action, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the other thing is, you showed that little sheet with all the stuff, and there's something that's completely redacted, but it has like a little phone icon next to it. I'm tempted to call that, just click on that and call that number and just go, hello? It just cause a lot of trouble.
Hello, Bad Wolf. Well, maybe we'll use.
It's not clickable. Sorry.
It's not clickable, but if you sign up for it, so as a dovetail, don't forget to support the show on Patreon, folks, and then we can afford to buy a membership to this production site, so we can crank call Bad Wolf Studios and demand stuff about this.
Just don't.
And they'll yell in a British accent, "When I find you're going to shove dogs up your butt and then sausage in your face," and whatever the hell the Mo quote is.
Just make that your vehicle to try out your best Welsh accent.
Sure.
Oh God. Please don't drop that temptation in front of Stephen.
No, I don't want to do that.
Mind weir.
I have to just watch tapes and tapes of Stephen Powell on Doctor Who,
and then get it wrong anyway.
On Unleashed, and that's where my Welsh accent. Anyway, March 4th. It's fast. I don't know when the BBC was going to get around to announcing this. But the cover's been blown.
It hasn't technically, so
I know the cover's been blown now, so it's just like, well, anyway, there's a spin-off, by the way, we're making it, so.
I mean, it's not uncommon for CVs to release director or writer names or production websites like this
keep
one.
Keep it up. It keeps us in stories.
It does, yeah. But I don't know when they're going to officially announce this. That's all. Just like we all kind of know about this now, so you might as well just tell us what you need to know and give us a picture and a synopsis. I guess, like other than they're probably featuring Sea Devils, we know nothing else about it. So,
like I said, Master and Commander with Sea Devils, do it.
Oh my God, that was so good.
They could drop a press release, but until they actually start production, They're probably not going to have like photos to release or anything like that.
No. Yeah, it said the fact that the sheet said location Cardiff. I don't know if that meant they're shooting locations in Cardiff or they're just basing the entire production in Cardiff, which would mean a lot of stuff in studio, which is what I think it's going to be personally, just because it's cheaper to shoot things in studio.
Well, they're not going to go out to Cardiff Bay and shoot big
they are
boats
sea
there.
devils. We do need to have some water of some sort in here somewhere.
Right, exactly. Although they could be underground, like, they could be there. The underground caverns could be in studio and stuff. So
I mean, to be fair, the original didn't have a whole lot of water in it other than coming out of the water.
Yeah, I do wonder, like
Warriors of the Deep either, for that matter.
Yeah, I still think that this is, again, pure speculation, but just based on, I think it'll be mostly like people fighting again. It'll be about the people fighting the sea devils, probably, or encountering them, because a lot of dialogue like this would just be really annoying for 5 episodes worth.
So,
you also assume they're going to keep that same type of speech.
Yeah. So Chris just mentioned Warriors of the Deep. It's a remake of Warriors of the Deep. Floodlighting, weird 80s makeup, big hair, bad jumpsuits. It's going to be great.
CG Merca.
Yeah, CG Merca, which somehow looks worse than the original Merca.
Yeah. Funny story, just to tie into that. For some reason, Erica and I watched Sense and Sensibility the other night, after having watched the 2005 movie version of Pride and Prejudice. Apparently we wanted to watch
Is that the Keira Knightley one?
A Keira Knightley one, but we watched the 95 one, the Emma Thompson Oscar-winning one. And the designer for Sense and Sensibility was Tony Burrow, who designed Warriors of the Deep. So there you go. There's your tie-in right there. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting to drop the designer
sure the movie
name.
had a whole lot more money than Warriors of the Deep to work with, so it's not really his fault of like, here you go, here's some white walls.
Tony Burrow's sets were great in Warriors of the Deep and in Fort of Doomsday is what he also did. And Keeper Trocken too.
Yeah. The sets are the least of the sins of the Warriors of the Deep.
Yeah.
Or Fort of Doomsday for that matter.
If ever we do set designer miniscopes, Tony Burrow will be the one I'm looking forward to. We won't be doing that.
Why not? We've done Dumber.
That's true. We have. Chris is shaking his head.
Let's leave it at that. Let's just leave the Dumber where it is.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're admitting we've done some silly stuff for the power of 3, as it were.
Did we mention, maybe we should go back and do a Pennant Roberts Redux for his miniscope and just talk exclusively about Tony Burrow's set design.
Yep. It's the deep dives you don't come here for, people.
Right? This is what you get. Let's talk about some stats. Doctor Who was streamed 10 million times, 10.1 million times on iPlayer over Christmas. Now, that's not just the Christmas special. It's not just Church on Ruby Road.
Which had 1.79 million, apparently, on its own.
Over the course from the 25th to the 31st is what we're looking at here. But yeah, Doctor Who in general. Now, is that in general? Is that just the new episodes, or is that just like the Whoniverse, which I can officially call it now?
General? Question mark?
You'd think the new stuff would be the most streamed of all that anyway, though, as opposed to somebody looking at, I don't know, Warriors Gate or something.
Yeah, Warriors Gate or Warriors of the Deep, to keep on with the conversation.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick one out of my hat. So
yeah. So anyway, very successful launch. Not really launch. It's always been an iPlayer. But yeah, very popular. A lot of people watched it.
And that's not even counting Disney.
No.
Where it is so weird to see a big tile that says Doctor Who collection at the top. You're like,
I know.
What's going on?
There's a Doctor Who collection now on Disney Plus in all around the world, where it has specials 1 through 4 in there. So it's all building up to I'm so looking forward to seeing what Disney does with the big launch for Doctor Who. I mean, whether that just means the same TV ad repeated endlessly, like the one I see for Echo now all the time.
Which is all dropping at once, apparently. So.
It's all dropping at once on Monday, I think. Not that I want to watch it. It's a Marvel punch fest, but blood fest too. Apparently, there's a lot of blood in there. A lot of blood.
Maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. I'm kind of violent on Marvel these days.
Yeah, no, they are. Looking forward to seeing what they do. Anyway,
there's also whatchamacallit? That new Peter Capaldi series drops this coming week on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, right. What's it called? It's him and Kus Jumbo and the Torchwood Children of Earth reuniting. It's in the Children of Earth universe. It's not.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
It's 100% not. But what is that called? What is that called? Is it Apple TV Plus? Is it Prime? I've lost track.
It's Apple TV Plus.
But I can't remember which it is. Yeah.
Criminal Record is what it's called. Criminal Record.
Yeah, I never watched the other one, which was in universe of Peter Capaldi and Jessica Raine, who of course played Verity Lambert in Adventure in Space
that was
and Time.
quite good. That one was Amazon Prime.
That was Prime. The Devil's Flash or something like that. Is that what it's called?
Devil's Hour or something like that.
Devil's Hour.
Yeah.
Not Devil's Court.
Right.
Devil's Court is episode 2 of Ncuti Gatwa's first season of Doctor Who, for what's worth.
Devil's Hour, yes.
So I have a question for you, Steve.
Which was also
sure.
very good.
Yeah,
you're not going to D23, obviously, because you're going to be at Worldcon.
I'll be at Worldcon, yeah.
Are you thinking about San Diego Comic-Con this year if there's any Doctor Who content? Which probably there wouldn't be because it just finished off.
Exactly. It'll just finish off, and D23 is like literally 3 weeks after that, and there's
then why bother? Yeah.
So and there wouldn't be like a trailer for whatever. It's a trailer.
I can't see why there would be no.
No, and I don't think I would, because I am going. We'll be going to like the UK like a week or two after that. So
I get, and this is just my general sense that SDCC isn't quite the potent force it used to be, even without the strikes and COVID and all that.
Yeah,
but that might have kind of kicked it down a few pegs too.
I wonder if the strike kind of like, we can probably afford not to go there anymore. Actually no, because a lot of the movies that came out in 2023 bombed because they didn't have actors to promote them. So I wonder, actually thinking about this on the fly, I wonder if actually movies actually put more effort into Comic-Con.
Maybe. I don't know,
because they've lost
they
the
will
hype
this year for sure.
Yeah, they need to hype up people again for these movies.
It's like the video game industry, where a few years ago they got rid of E3, which I've been to once. It was great. It's a gathering of all this video game stuff, a lot of press stuff. But they just said, well, we don't need to do this. They just put out like videos a lot, like Apple does now, and other companies do too. We don't need to get people together for this. We just can put a video out, and it's doing the same thing, a lot less money, and it looks a lot better too. So so I can see why. With movies, a little different because actors are kind of the focus, and if you see them live, there's a certain frisson to that. But
and also, like, games are meant to be played at home anyway. So you're not
exactly. You're not going to a movie theater to do it. No,
exactly. Yeah. So I'm curious. I probably will not be. I mean, the rigmarole to get a press pass and stuff from Comic-Con was, and then I just didn't use it because I didn't go. But I got an email like a few weeks ago. It's like, oh, here's your press pass. If you want a press pass, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I could do that now. So like it would be easier to get there now, probably. But then there's the hotel and all the other nonsense. And
it's a nightmare, especially if you're spending a bunch of money in Glasgow. So
yeah, and not knowing if there's going to be anything Doctor Who related at Comic-Con, which it probably won't be.
Yeah, don't roll the dice on that.
No, so there you go. There's your Comic-Con wishy-washy update 2024.
I am looking forward to Kevin Feige walking out in front of a map with a bunch of crossouts for Kang. It's like something else is penciled in. Like Condiment Man, which I know is a Batman thing. I don't care.
Condiment Man? I think you're just making it up.
That's a real thing. In fact, in the Batman Lego movie, he shows up and Zach Galifianakis playing the Joker. Lego movie Batman, one of the better Batmans, by the way. He goes, it's a real guy. Look him up. The Daleks show up in there, too.
That's true. Lego Batman?
In Lego Batman, he says, British robots.
Oh,
you nerds know something along those lines.
That's right. I forgot.
He can't name them, but they are the Daleks.
British robots.
Daleks were also in Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Well. Yeah, I was complaining that. Anyway, we should probably wrap up the show. So we'll tell you about some Big Finish stuff. Coming up, Big Finish. Doctor Who buried threats with Christopher Eccleston. You remember that guy? He was in Doctor Who. And he's back in audio form too with Lisa Bowerman. That's coming on February 2024, which is next month. Which is right around the corner, as we said.
I don't think any of us can answer this, but has Bernice Summerfield shown up with any of the other new Doctors in Big Finish before? I mean, I guess that would just be Tennant, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I've listened to none of them.
Yeah, Torchwood Puppet with Kai Owen is coming this month, January 2024 as well. And
is it like little miniature Burning Man effigy things
or Wicker Man
around him? Wicker Man, maybe.
Yeah, Wicker Man, I think probably. Yeah,
probably not Burning Man. They'd be high.
They would totally be high. Yeah, totally. And
or rained out.
Yeah, and
exactly. Stuck in mud.
The Big Finish 2023 Paul Sprague's Memorial winning story. Short Trips, The Hoxseth Time Capsule by Paul Davis is available to read for free on the Big Finish website.
It's a good cover. I approve of this cover.
I have Colin Baker looking through slides and stuff, doing a slideshow. Slideshow of his vacation, making the two doctors.
In Seville, yeah.
In Seville, yeah. That's what it looks like there. I will tell you about this. Michael Herbert, who is sort of a scholar on Malcolm Hulke, is doing an online seminar on January 22nd. It is for, what is it for? It's for Institute of Historical Research. It's free. It's on Zoom. It's at a reasonable hour for North America, so I signed up. It's free, but registration is required. So I'm gonna tune in for that on January 22nd. He's currently writing a book also on Malcolm Hulke too. So that's all part of that. So there you go. We've done Malcolm Hulke on the Miniscope, I'm pretty sure. So we don't.
I believe so. But what about his production designer?
Yeah. And now we of course end with death at the end of each episode of Radio Free Skaro, but not just any death, all of death in 2023. Toby Haydock's in memoriam, links in the show notes if you want to watch his annual video of all the Doctor Who related people who he lost in 2023. It's a good video that Toby puts together that remembers everyone. So
as of the other years, he also goes back to 2020, like earlier years where deaths maybe hadn't been reported but have since come to light. So they get mentioned.
Lots of death.
And there's the last, so it's like a 15 or so minute video, and the last minute, 90 seconds is all Richard Franklin.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Toby wrote the obituary also for Richard Franklin for The Guardian too. So that is also linked in the show notes. All right. Well, that is it for this podcast. Next week, though, I'll tell you this much. Next week, Jonathan Helm and Graham Robertson, who were behind the wonderful Blake 7 Production Diary Series A, will be coming on the show to talk about that next week on this very podcast. Looking forward to that. It is a superb book. Even if you've never seen Blake 7, Warren,
I've seen some of Blake 7, so calm down.
It is a wonderful document of just about the making of a TV show, especially in 1970s BBC,
aka the best time to make a TV show.
The best time, the glory years of the BBC. It is
not biased at all by being my childhood.
Not at all. No. So Jonathan and Graham will be on the show next week to talk about that. All right. Until next time, I am Stephen in Edmonton.
Warren in Vancouver.
And Chris in Edmonton.
So long for now.